Hello, folks. I'm just going to visit with you a little bit about this is some Port Townsend homeless news. I got me one of these today. Okay, can you see it? Let's see. Okay, so there was a sticker on my car. It says Port Townsend Police. Warning, this vehicle may be impounded at the owner's expense if it's not removed within 24 hours. If it's not redeemed per blah, 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 then blah, 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 abandoned vehicle. Okay, the date is 5/20/2021 at 1:40 p.m. And it gives my make and model and my license number, which is registered in Jefferson County. I pay to register my vehicle here. Okay, the officer is G. Williams, badge 712. Okay, so I want to visit with you guys about this. So last night, I parked downtown. I had some appointments, so I parked downtown around 11 o'clock, okay? 11 p.m., all right? So this was put on my car at 1 p.m. today. So yeah, I live in my car. It's my home, and I am covered under the Homestead Act, which we will talk about here in a minute. They cannot legally impound my car. But I just want you folks to know that Port Townsend is not about the people of Port Townsend, okay? I have an income. There's no housing here, right? People are being evicted left and right. They don't have anywhere to go. It's just the market, and the real estate market is just, crazy. And so my car is my home, and there's a Ninth Circuit ruling, which I intend to send the police. I'm going to send a letter to the police and the Maritime Center and the city to see what my rights are, okay? Because there's no housing. I have an income. I can't get into housing, so just run me out of here. So the tourists that pay a few $100s over the weekend or whatever they spend in town, they're more important than the people who live here, okay? So it was 11 o'clock last night, and this morning when I got up, I decided to go shopping. So I went out for breakfast. I went out for lunch at Sirens. I just got back from paying a $30 lunch at Sirens. I spent $70 downtown just to say that I'm a consumer, right? I'm paying the tax. My vehicle's registered here, right? And so at 1:40, which was like 14 hours later, I wasn't in a 2-hour spot. And down there where I was parked, there's no signage that says you can only be there for 2 hours. There's no signage that says don't sleep here or blah, 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 right? But I got a sticker on my car today. And I'm going to email the officer and email the sergeant and send an email. The commissioners and the police, they love my emails by now, right? They just probably roll their eyes. They don't really respond. I mean, that Tony guy, the sergeant at one point responded when I was complaining about the homeless last summer, or the summer before. They were put out. I think it was last summer. They were put out when it was so smoky and endangering smoke. And I complained to him, and it worked. They got the homeless people indoors, and they got, masks, and he told me where to get free masks. I called the people to get free masks to hand out to the homeless. That was like a year ago, but the guy didn't answer. So that's just a side note. But as far as the police answer me, so they may not answer me. But so I guess I'm just going to have to write it on my vehicle. Like, I specifically invoke the Homestead Act, right? I don't know if they're aware of the Ninth Circuit ruling, but they cannot tow my vehicle at my expense. It's absolutely against the law, and it's a recent high court ruling, and it originated out of the city of Seattle, and then it went to the Ninth Circuit. So they're just harassing me, okay? They're prejudicing me. They don't like the looks of my car. And down by the Maritime Center, I wonder if, down all around, there's that city property, or is that Maritime Center property? Because if it's Maritime Center property, then I would be trespassing, right? And I should be trespassed if I'm hanging out on their property. Okay. And there should be signs that I'm not allowed to, but it's not posted, so it's illegal for them to act. They have no right. Okay. And if it's maritime, so if it's their property, then they can trespass me. Okay. But it's not signed to their property. And if it's not their property, they have 2 Maritime Center vans that are bigger vehicles than mine. And they're down there 24/7, right? Taking up prime parking. They just don't like the looks of me, right? It's not about the parking spot. They don't want, we don't have any homeless in Port Townsend. Our housing situation's fine. We love the homeless. We take care of them. Baloney, right? Okay, so that lot right next to the Maritime Center was just in the paper this week. They're going to build a 3,000 square foot maritime academy there, which is awesome. I mean, teaching the boating industry is wonderful. The wooden boat stuff is beautiful. But they're taking at least 24 parking spots, right? So it's not really about parking. It's about they don't want someone who lives in their car to be in their precious little streets. My calling to downtown Port Townsend was from God. From spirit, from the land. I absolutely love the land. I love the buildings. I feel an intimate connection with the actual land and buildings. I love Port Townsend. Okay. The city having this issue against me, I don't know, maybe it's because of the Michael Ullman case. I mean, I've got this sticker once before, but now we've had a ruling, right? And now we also have an eviction moratorium, right? I live in my car. They know I live in my car. I don't think there's any police officer here that doesn't now that I made a big stink trying to save Moses, Michael's dog. The homeless guy where the city took his dog. It's June now. Well, it's nearly June. They still have it, right? So don't let Port Townsend convince you that, oh, we're all do-gooders and we care about people. No, they're greedy, okay? I spent more money than probably half the tourists downtown today. Okay, I have an income. Find us housing. Okay, quit. You're taxing everybody out of housing. Prices are going up and up and up. What, you just want a certain elite that live here? Fine. Well, it isn't going to happen because the land in Port Townsend is calling us. Starseeds, light workers, bohemian traveling, people who love the land and love Mother Earth and the animals are being called here by Mother Earth herself. And I don't care if you roll your eyes at me. Okay, the fact is that it is not lawful for them to roust me. I wasn't even there 24 hours. I got there at 11 p.m. last night, okay? I was out on the town spending money, okay? That supports the downtown businesses. My car is registered in the county, which supports the county. I have signed up for the census the last year, so they get to count me as a number when they're getting their grants and their police salaries and their county commissioner salaries. I'm a number in this county, okay? The tourists are not. And neither are the empty Maritime Center vans that are sitting down there, okay? I'm a number, okay? I have a nonprofit here I've had for 7 years. I have a business license in town for Reverend Crystal Cox as a DBA, okay? That's my business. I'm part of their system to a degree. But they want to roust me because I'm unsightly, because I live in a car. Okay? Anyway. ReverendCrystalCox@gmail.com if you want to know more about this. I'm going to email the police. I'm not going to stand down. I don't care if they arrest me. So what? So what? Then I have a bed, right? I mean, I can see it if I was there 24 hours or they got some special event or whatever, but I was only there for 14 hours and I was spending money in town. Okay? So it's not legal, and those of you who know me now, I'm not going to do it quietly, okay? I'm going to stand up for my rights here. And I'm going to ask the police officer directly and try to talk to this. I'm definitely going to email this one and the sergeant and the Maritime Center of why they've prejudiced me. Right? Mother Earth is beautiful. There's a person, I know people know this, but that sleeps on the dock, at the Maritime Center, right outside of it, every night, and has for over a year. Okay? It's just the daytime when they're trying to make their look of, well, we're Port Townsend and we're all elite. So it's a sweep, right? Okay? Well, I am here. I exist. Okay, I have an income, I matter, I don't have a home. So what? Okay, big deal I live in my car. I don't matter less. So anyway, I don't know if the officials in Port Townsend know about the Ninth Circuit ruling, but this is my home and I'm covered under the Homestead Act. And, I'm not going to show you the picture again, but I couldn't find it in here because I'd folded it up, but I took pictures of it. Last time I got it, about a year and a half ago, down at the Maritime Center, I didn't take a picture of it. That was a little more understandable because my battery died. So it was like a 30 hours or something because I was trying to figure it out. But this is not understandable. Okay, it was only 14 hours. It was an overnight. And yeah, I didn't move this morning because I went out for breakfast and I went shopping. And it wasn't a 2-hour spot. Right? And 2 prime spots down there were taken by Maritime Center vans. Oh, well, that's the business, so that's okay. No, not unless they own the property. They don't have any more rights to park there than I do. It doesn't say no overnight parking down by the Maritime Center. Okay? And on the other side of that, it says 24-hour parking. If they don't want people to park there, they need to put signs that say no parking for Crystal. No parking for people who live in their car. Like I said, there are many people who park downtown and sleep at night. Most of the time, people leave in the morning. This morning, I decided to go shopping. So what? So the thing is here is whether it's legal or not, right? For them to impound my car. So that's what that says, right? So if I don't move it immediately or whatever, 24 hours, of course I'm going to move it within 24 hours. It hasn't even been there 24 hours, right? Which they could prove by their little cameras that I wasn't even there 24 hours. So it was only like 14. So yes, this is a bit of a rant, but it's absolutely illegal, Port Townsend Police, commissioners, who's ever listening to this, and I'm going to email them all the laws, for them to threaten to take my home. They can't search my home. There was a ruling last summer searching, some guy, searching his tent for heroin or whatever in Seattle, and that was a violation because they need a warrant to search his tent because it's his home. Okay? Just because we don't live in a house doesn't mean that we don't have rights, okay? So, the Port Townsend Police have threatened to impound my vehicle if I park down there or if I didn't move it within 24 hours. Well, of course I'm going to move it within 20. What? It didn't even make sense. Okay, so I'm just okay. I'm not going to put it necessarily in this description, but I'm going to send it out. So if Reverend Crystal Cox at gmail.com, if you would like that case, but just look it up. It's a Homeless Homestead Act 9th Circuit ruling recently within the last year that they towed a guy's vehicle in Seattle, and then they tried to charge the guy to get it back, and he had to sleep on the ground, right? Because the city took his car, and he won. And so Seattle didn't like that, so then they appealed it. So the 9th Circuit ruled in favor of the homeless person, okay? So you absolutely cannot tow my vehicle and charge me for it. Okay, you tow my vehicle, then what? I have no way to get it, right? Because if you tow it, odds are maybe my phone, all my stuff's in it, I live in it, so there's no way to redeem it, right? Maybe I left my wallet in it, maybe I just went down to the restroom. How would I even be able to, deal with it at all? So it's a greedy, grabby, icky threat by the city of Port Townsend, who absolutely hates homeless. But at the same time, oh, well, we're helping them. They got them at the fairgrounds and I don't know if that's OLICAP or what the difference is. Who has the issue? What, they want to just hurt us in a certain area where we're unseen? I mean, anyway, the point is, I just wanted to share with you folks that I got a warning on my vehicle that they're going to impound it. Okay? I don't really understand my rights. I don't know now if I'm allowed to park downtown and sleep in my car, or if everyone else in the world is, but I'm not. I don't know what the law is. There wasn't in a 2-hour parking. There was no signs. There's no warning. They have no legal right to, if it doesn't say that I can't park there and they take my vehicle, aren't they open for a lawsuit? But at any rate, I'm not going to go quietly into the night with them threatening to take my fucking home. Excuse my language, but this is very vulnerable, and they know. I don't think there's a cop in town that doesn't know that I live in my car after this, like I said, the stand I've made against what they've done to take that guy's dog. Right? So, anyway, just let's see a few more notes here. So yeah, I'm gonna email the commissioners, and I'm gonna email the county and the city. They're gonna love it because they always love my emails. And just let them know this law that I have a right to via Homestead Act for them to not tow my vehicle. And if they do, that's a violation on them. And to let them know I'm specifically invoking the Homeless Act. And if they don't want people parking down there, they need to put up a sign. Or just a sign that says, "Attention, Reverend Crystal Cox. We don't like you. And we don't like the looks of your car. And we don't like it when your window's down and people can see that, well, you live in your car. So you know what you better do? Move along, move along." Why ain't moving along, okay? Because there's a lot of people downtown doing it. And I want to know what their rights are. Okay, so yes, I've done the census. I pay taxes here. My vehicle's registered. So the county gets to count me as a number for their budget. I actually went online and signed up for the census last year. Okay, I'm a number here. I matter more than a tourist for the whole economy here. Just so you know. Okay, my vehicle's my home. I'm protected under the Homestead Act. And then two, about wanting to know what the 2 Maritime Center vans that are downtown parked there, right, all the time. Did they have more rights than me? Oh, it was just because, well, nobody's sleeping in there. Oh, so can I not sleep in the car? But can other cars be down there? Now, the Maritime cars can be there. Why? Because they have a business there? Well, is it their property or city property? I am my own business. So where's the rights? Where's the gray area? They just, we don't like the look of it. We don't like, you got to move along. And who knows? It could be the Swan Hotel. It could be the Maritime Center, because the police told me before it's the business owners that do it. Okay, but the police are the ones that are enacting the law. And it is a violation of the Homestead Act to threaten to take my home. Okay? It is a civil right violation and a human right violation. All right. So, and like I said, I was only there 14 hours. I wasn't in a 2-hour sparking spot. I wasn't in one of those. Okay. And there was other vehicles that were there the same time I was there last night and are still there now, especially the 2 Maritime Center vans. But, well, it's okay because it's their business. Their business, it's not on their property. Oh, it's port property and they're port vehicles. Okay. Well, is that port property or is that city property? And why do they have more rights to be there 24 hours a day than I do to be there 14 hours? Okay. Okay. Right. I'm gonna send them the law and the new ruling. And it was at 1:40 today. And I'd spent quite a bit of money downtown this morning. So we're going to, let me show it to you one more time here. Because this is happening to people. It happens this time of year every year. It also happens in September. Because why? Well, we got wooden boat. We got people. We don't want the people to know that we got the homeless. Well, we got homeless in Port Townsend, and we got a ton of them, right? Every day. If you're on the Port Townsend rental site, you see there's evictions left and right, even though there's an eviction moratorium, right? All the people are going to be sleeping in the streets. Well, a lot of them, right? So they're going to have rights. They're going to be rousted. Like, what is the actual law and what's the precedence here? So go ahead, take my vehicle, Port Townsend Police, take my home, do more cruelty to the homeless because that's how you roll, right? Letting them freeze to death in tents, taking their dogs, But then whatever you're doing at the fairgrounds is the opposite. It makes no sense at all, okay? Those of us who are independent and taking care of our own shit and have an income and are actually doing a lot of good things in the community, you attack us, right? Meanwhile, you don't arrest all of the drug deals and everything going down that lead to people's deaths. Okay? Makes no sense. All right, so anyway, this is it again. Picture of it. Got some sort of a... Okay, it's hard to see because you got the leaves right outside. Okay. All right, but anyway, okay, this vehicle may be impounded at the owner's expense. They cannot impound my vehicle at my expense. 9th Circuit recent ruling. Homestead Act. If it's not removed within 24 hours. Okay, what? So I wasn't even there 24 hours. So it doesn't even make sense. Okay, and it was today, 5/20/2021 at 1:40 p.m., and it's G. Williams, badge number 712. So I'm going to email the officer, and I'm going to email the county, and I'm going to see what my rights are. They'll probably ignore me. But now I know that every time I leave my frickin' car, I better take, change of clothes and my wallet and my passport and my money or whatever is important to get through the night, maybe a blanket, maybe whatever, because at any point the Port Townsend Police could just take my car and impound it and charge me. What? I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, there's some Port Townsend homeless news. I'm posting it on Crystal Cox Ramble because all of the stuff I posted before about the Port Townsend in the county got deleted because I posted about a local gal being arrested for not wearing a mask in the food co-op. Oh no, she was trespassed. Right. Okay. Anyway, Reverend Crystal Cox at gmail.com if you want more on this story. And if you are Port Townsend homeless and you're getting these stickers or you're being harassed by the police or business owners or anybody, email me at reverendcrystalcox@gmail.com. I'll meet up with you and we'll do a video. They cannot take your vehicle. Okay, there's a Ninth Circuit ruling. Email me if you want the precedent for that. I posted it on Port Townsend Homeless News, the city, the county, the people. They don't care. Okay, they want to have a certain image for downtown Port Townsend, and it's not about the real people of Port Townsend. It's not about the tribal lands and the totem pole and the sacredness of the land and the otters and the raccoons and the herons and the mountains and the beauty. It's not about any of that. It's about money. It's about greed. It's about shiny things and wealth and where we're going to put our money and how we're going to spend it. Well, when this bubble bursts, the real estate, I just read today they paid $300,000 more than the asking price in a house in Texas. And then stuff in Seattle just boom, boom, right? And rural America, it's just exploding, right? Because all of the gazillionaires are getting out of the stock market and buying real estate. So you don't like the people sleeping in the street now, Port Townsend? You just wait. There's going to be a whole lot more of us, okay? So whoever did this today, you're wrong. You're cruel. You're wrong, you're evil, and you're dark, okay? I have a nice looking vehicle. It's not all trashed out. Okay, I wasn't unsightly. I'm a good person. I'm good to people. I pick up garbage downtown. I help business owners. When people are setting up chairs, I help them. I help people paint the graffiti, the big Gothic building. When the graffiti went down, I painted that. I walk around and am kind and helpful to people all the time. And I don't get the prejudice against people that live in cars. I've been a millionaire. I've had other kinds of life. Why do you prejudice homeless people? I don't fucking do heroin. I don't got a mental disease. Whatever the hell judgments you have against homeless, I don't got any of those. And you're wrong, and you're dark, and you're evil, and you're not of God, and you're not of Goddess, and you're not of the divine, and you're not good people. And that's who runs the city of Port Townsend. But the land downtown, oh my God, I love it. I love every bird and every tree and every stone. You will not find anyone who loves downtown Port Townsend more than me. The docks, I love the sunlight on the water, the moonlight on the water. I love the man-made lights on the water. I am madly, madly in love with that town. But the government that runs it is dark and evil, and whoever complained about me today, fuck you. You are evil, and you have no fucking idea what it means to live in a car or to be human or why people live in a car or what really matters. You have not had your dark night of the soul. You do not get divinity. You do not get life and death and God. You don't get any of it. And I will pray for you. But I will not go down without a fucking fight.